everybody. I'm going to go ahead and jump right into this review. What I'm reviewing today is a company that's looking to replace the traditional tailor, as in clothing tailor, with some technology that you can use on your cell phone to get the same result, or as they like to say, 20% more accurate result than your traditional tailor. The company name is MTailor, appropriately named Modern Tailor. MTailor is an application that you can find in the App Store or Google Play. I first heard about it about 3 years ago on Shark Tank. It piqued my interest because I love technology. I love anything that can save me time. And when it comes to clothing, I seem to have issues finding clothes that fit me. My problem is I'm 6'1", I have a wingspan that's 6'4". My arms are way too long. So if I find a shirt that appropriately fits my waist, typically the arms come up too short. And vice versa. If it's long enough for my arms, the waist is too baggy and bulky when I tuck in a shirt. It just doesn't look right. My wingspan is so much longer and my legs are so much longer than my body. I'm built like Slender Man. Except Slender Man somehow has suits that fit him really well. I don't know where he's shopping. Maybe he shops at MTailor. I'm also cheap. Tailors can be expensive, so I typically would not go to a tailor for a shirt that I'm just looking to buy to wear to work or something like that. I have been measured before for suits, and that's kind of different. I'm going to wear a suit multiple times. I want to look good when I go to weddings, stuff like that. So it makes sense for me to maybe spend a little extra time and money on that. But if their claim that they do it 20% better than your traditional tailor is true, I might be swayed to purchase suits through their app as well. So far, I've purchased a shirt through them, and I'm going to try that on in a little bit to show you the fit. But first, I want to go through the application itself. When you first open up the application, you'll see you have several different options. They have shirts, suits, dress pants, blazers, short sleeve shirts, and jeans. In my case, I just went ahead and selected the shirts option. Now, this is where it can get a little bit overwhelming. If you don't know exactly what you're looking for, you might get a little bit lost in here because there are a lot of different fabrics to choose from. And there's different weights, there's different, they have stripes, solids, checked, iron and non-iron materials. So I would say have an idea of what you're looking for before you go in here and even take a look around. One thing I'm going to say is the prices on here, $64, $69, you'll see. I got a $20 off coupon code, and I'll throw that code in the description below. So if you want to make a purchase, it takes the sting out of it a little bit. It's a little bit easier to pay $46 or $49 for a shirt when you're still a little iffy about what you're going to get. So once I select the actual shirt that I want, they bring up a set of pictures so that you can look at the shirt from different angles. Not as good as being in a store, I would say, and actually holding a shirt and holding it up to yourself, but still, it gives you a couple different views of it, and I like that. It's enough for me to say a material is something that I'm gonna want to take a look at. So after you select the material and get through that step, it's going to show you several different collar options. I'm not a fashionista. I don't really know the difference between collars and what looks best with what. They do have a recommendation for your fabric style, and you can select from several other ones: widespread, straight point, casual button down, and cutaway. So I just went ahead with the default that they suggested for me. The next step is going to be your cuff. Again, they suggest a cuff for you. You can have 1 button round, 2 buttons angled, French cuff. I went with the recommendation. And then this is kind of cool because you don't always want to wear your shirt tucked, right? And if you buy a shirt that's supposed to be tucked in and wear it untucked, you kind of look silly. So they give you the option to purchase your shirt in a untucked cut. That's pretty cool. I may try that out for some of the short sleeve shirts and give that a shot sometime if the shirt that I already ordered fits well enough. And the last step is, do you want a pocket? Yes or no? Easy question. Where do you want your watch? Where do you wear your watch? Left side, no watch, right side. So once you're done with that, that's it. I mean, it's time to pay. Again, enter the code if you want. Save yourself $20. Can't go wrong. I'll be honest with you, I recently went to Nordstrom's and Nordstrom Rack because, again, I'm cheap, with my wife, and I do have an upcoming event. I was looking at different shirts and I found one that I thought was close. I thought it fit me okay. It was $64 at Nordstrom Rack. It was originally like $160 or something, so it makes it sound like you're getting a deal. But I had my daughter, my 7-year-old daughter, take a picture of me in it to show me what it looked like, and when I saw the picture, I was like, no, it doesn't fit. I'm not gonna buy a shirt for 60 some odd dollars that doesn't fit me. And that's when it clicked. I needed to come back to this application and give it a try. I had enough time between the time that I was looking for shirts and the event, knowing that it takes about 3 weeks for your first order. They say it takes 2 weeks after, so I had enough time. You gotta kind of plan for that ahead. We live in a day and age where Amazon Prime gets you everything in 2 days. Again, they're tailoring you a shirt, cutting it, sewing it. It's specifically made for your body. So the cool part about this application is the actual measurement process. I was kind of off-put about it because you do have to get dressed pretty much down to your tighties down here and no shirt on top, but in all honesty, I'm not that concerned about it. They do say that they get rid of the video after it's reviewed. They got your measurements, so I trust them. I mean, I'm not going to show up doing this little spin around dance on the internet somewhere, I don't think. What they have you do is take your phone and set it down up against a wall in a room that has at least 10 feet of space between you and your camera. It will ask you to level out your phone, gives you a little level meter to make sure you do that correctly. Once you get that, it's going to turn on your camera, you back up and stand with your arms up at a 90-degree angle, bent like this, and your fists closed, your legs spread about shoulder width apart, and you do this little penguin waddle in a circle until you do a full 360. Once you're done with that, it's going to ask you to step off screen, take a picture of your room so it sees what it was like without you there, and then that's it. That's all they do. This technology, if it works, is pretty darn cool, especially if they can do jeans with it on top of shirts, suits, all that sort of stuff. I'm pretty impressed if this works. So that's the big question. Let's try on the shirt. All right, so here it is. This is how it comes. Just a little bag. I didn't expect anything spectacular in the packaging. It actually shipped pretty quickly from the day that it left, at least California. I'm in New York. It took about 2 days to get here. Pretty quick shipping. The overall waiting period, I'll put the exact time frame here in the video, but it wasn't bad for my first time going through, for getting measured, making sure that everything's correct from that side of things. We'll see how correct it actually is here in a second, but so here you go. Looks just like I expected it to for the style that I had purchased. I'm going to go ahead and open it up. Alright, they give you a little card here. Thank you for choosing MTailor. Best fitting shirt I own. Alright, it's quite the claim. They're pretty confident about this, so let's give it a shot. Alright, I think for the collar, you stick those in the collar to keep it nice and crisp. I take the cardboard out and try this thing on. Well, I gotta say, it's a good fit. I'm actually noticing some differences when I was putting it on. Typically when I button my shirt, especially once I get down here, the buttons, I'm actually doing the buttons out here because it was built for somebody with probably more of a gut on them, or a bit wider body, based off the arm length of the shirt too. So when I was buttoning it, it was right up against my body, and it was different for me. It felt a little bit different. The arm length seems spot on. I obviously haven't ironed it, so it's a little bit wrinkly. I didn't get a wrinkle-free fabric, so that's to be expected right now. We'll iron it here after I'm done with this, but let me stand up so that I can get a normal view here for you. So there, that's probably better, actually standing up with it on, but you can see when I put my arms down, put my arms up, it's not coming way up here on me like a lot of the shirts that I currently own do, which is nice. I feel comfortable with the sleeves rolled down. I'm actually going to be seen in a shirt that has the sleeves rolled down. The fit around the waist, there's not a ton of room there. There's not a lot of bagginess, which is nice. I used to tuck my shirts in and then I'm used to bunching them together at the sides to get all of that bunchiness out of the front. They would go on the sides, it'd be less noticeable that way, but I don't really have to do that with this shirt. It just seems to fit quite well. Even in the armpits, the cut is right up where I'd expect it to be. So I gotta say I'm impressed. I did button up the neck to make sure. I mean, that's nice. That's comfortable. I could wear that all night and not feel like I'm being choked. So that's perfect. It's a perfect fit. Wow. I gotta say I'm impressed with the fact that this worked. I'm happy that it worked. I'm happy that it worked on my first try, so I don't have to send it back and wait for it to come back again. I'm sure that happens to people, and I've seen some reviews where it did happen, and it's unfortunate, but they have a 90-day return policy on things. They'll correct. It seems like they have a great policy for fixing it the first time. I think I can be pretty comfortable now ordering more shirts from them, knowing that they're going to be cut exactly like this one, and I know what I'm going to get. So that is great. So I think I've talked enough about the pros of this company. It's very easy to use. The price for what you're getting is great. The fabric quality is great. Does not feel cheap at all. Feels like a nice fabric. As I said, I'm gonna have to iron this one, being that it's not a wrinkle-free fabric. But overall, the experience was great. The first order process took longer than 2 weeks. I don't know if that's because it was the first order or if it just took a little bit longer than normal this time than the 2 weeks that they say that they can do shirts within. I'll find out probably with my second order. So that was kind of a downside, but the fact that you're getting a tailored shirt without even having to leave your house, how can you really complain? Another downside is, I guess, not being able to hold the shirt and look at it in proper lighting before you purchase it like you would be able to in a normal store. Like I said before, this did turn out to look exactly like I expected it to, like it did within the app. They give you a few different views of it, which is great. It's not the same as physically being in the store, holding it up to yourself or trying it on before you make the purchase. But really, that's a very, very small con for all these positives that I'm finding about this product. So again, if you decide to order, use the link below, use the promo code to get $20 off your purchase. Take the chance, take the step in getting clothes that fit you finally, and hopefully you have as good of an experience as I did. And that's it. I'm ready for my event. Good to go, feeling dapper. Thanks.